Play a game today, baby. Happy Sunday night, everybody, and welcome back to the First and 49ers podcast. Cole McMahon here. And before we get into the 49ers officially clinching a playoff spot without even playing today, because I play tomorrow night against the Colts, I just want to give a big thank you to everybody for following me on Instagram. Got to 7,000 followers today/yesterday, and I just want to appreciate everybody for joining the ride for the past 5 years. It's meant a lot to me, and we got a lot more good stuff coming here. And so make sure also just to subscribe to my YouTube as well. And so I just appreciate that, guys. Thank you so much. But we're not talking about that right now. We're not talking about me. We're talking about the 49ers. Thank you, Pittsburgh Steelers, for defeating the Lions. The final score was 29-24 in an absolutely crazy game. The past 3 days, it's been crazy game after crazy game. That Bears game yesterday with Caleb Williams with the walk-off bomb for a touchdown. And then just the Steelers game today against the Detroit Lions. The Steelers, Chris Boswell missed a really easy chip shot field goal to put the Steelers up to 32. It would have been 32 to 17. So it would have been put away. The Lions would have been out of it. And then Chris Boswell decides, I'm going to miss the interception. I'm going to miss the field goal and make it an interesting game. And the Lions drove all the way down the field. I'm like, dang, man, the Lions are really going to win. The Niners aren't going to be able to clinch a playoff spot now because the Steelers blew it. Last play of the game, absolutely insane sequence of events. It was an offensive pass interference on St. Brown. He pushed off the defender, caught the ball. He was about to go down and then decided to lob it backwards. Jared Goff scored the touchdown. But then it was like 10 minutes of just the referees getting together and be like, dude, what just happened right now? And then the game ending because it was a pass interference and the Steelers won it, man. And the 49ers clinched the playoff spot. So they didn't even have to play a game today. The Niners are 10-4 right now. And that just changes everything for these last 3 games of the season, because it changes especially for the 49ers going into Monday Night Football against the Colts, because they don't have this added pressure going into tomorrow night thinking, man, we have to try to win at least one of these 3 games to make the playoffs. Now the 49ers get to control their own destiny, and instead of having to worry about making the playoffs, they get to worry about trying to go for that number 1 seed in the NFC right now. Who would have thought? Who would have thought the 49ers would get to this point in the season and have the chance to can do it themselves to get a 1 seed in the NFC, despite all the injuries that happened, all the adversity, everything that went on. It's just fantastic, man. Fred Warner going down. Nick Bosa going down the whole season. Brock Purdy out for 7 games. And Kyle Shanahan and this 49ers team have been able to put up a 10-4 season. And now they're in the thick of it right now, where they could potentially be the number 1 team in the NFC and have the entire playoffs run through the Niners. Dude, this is the craziest scenario of all time. And I was kind of talking about it. I was like, these past games that happened, not the 49ers games, but these games that happened from Friday up to the Sunday night right now, it seems like they've all lined up to make a magical season for the 49ers. Like, these crazy things have happened that have needed to happen in the 49ers' favor, and it has happened, starting with the Seahawks versus the Rams game Thursday night. That game was insane. The Seahawks were down, 2 touchdowns? And then what saved them was that insane. It was first, I think they had we had that recovery, I think, on special teams, and then just the crazy 2-point play where Sam Darnold threw it into the guy and it fell down, but it was a backwards pass, and then Kenneth Walker or somebody picked it up, and it was confirmed as a 2-point conversion, and that's basically what tied it for them. And then the Seahawks go on to win it right there, 33-30. And then you get this crazy game with the Steelers and the Lions. The Lions about to win it, and then they had a crazy last play as well. And that Bears game and the Packers game was just absolutely nuts. It just seems like magical things have been happening in the NFL these past couple of weeks, and a lot of it has benefited the 49ers. And I mean, just going back to the beginning of the season, having Mac Jones, it's just things have finally been working out for the 49ers, especially after all these injuries that they've had to deal with and that they've had to overcome. And now the 49ers, this is week 16 now, Monday Night Football tomorrow night against the Colts with Phillip Rivers at the helm. Second start for him coming out of retirement. And the Colts are also not going to be with a couple players, which we're going to get into that right now. The Colts are also going to be without their top 2 offensive tackles for this Monday Night Football game. They're without Mooney Ward, Charvarius Ward, with his 3rd concussion of the year. He's been out for a couple games. They're out of cornerbacks with Sauce Gardner. He's not going to be playing in this game. But they do have DeForest Buckner, who is going to be playing in this game. And that's the only thing that scares me a little bit. Defoe's going to be looking for some revenge against the Niners. I was going back on it a little bit, and I was like, have the Colts with DeForest Buckner played the Niners since he's not been on since he hasn't been a Niner? And I was like, oh, I just saw something. It's like, yeah, it just refreshed my memory. He made like one of the last plays in that 2021 game with Jimmy Garoppolo. The 49ers lost. I think he sacked Jimmy for a fumble. And that ended that game. That was a bad game. That was a rainy kind of game and everything. Oh, we got Anshul in the house. Oh, dude, you're coming on here if you're available. Let's see if we can get you in here. We got to get you. We got to talk about this crazy stuff right here. Let me post you up in here. Let me get you the code on Instagram. But this Monday night game, it's a lot less stressful now. It's fantastic because the Niners are in the playoffs. They don't have to worry about trying to win a game to get into the playoffs. And they're in the driver's seat. They're in the driver's seat in the NFC. And any team that is playing the 49ers, from here on out in the playoffs and everything, they should be scared. They should be terrified of the 49ers because magic happens. Magic happens. And the crazy stat is I've seen every time Shanahan has won 10 plus games, I believe, the 49ers have either made it to the NFC Championship game or made it to the Super Bowl. And I guess obviously, because every time Shanahan as the head coach of the 49ers, every time we were in the playoffs, it's been to NFC Championship game or a Super Bowl. But you just got to give credit to Shanahan as well for the coaching job he's done this year. I think people have said it, and I agree. This is his best coaching season of his entire career with the 49ers. The way he's been able to deal with these injuries, obviously it helps when you sign Robert Saleh this season, when you sign Mac Jones, but he's gotten these guys. They seem disciplined. They've always seemed like they've had confidence in themselves. I think they really hit in this draft this year. Our young guys are finally kind of taking that turn to just do some damage, especially, it was a heavily defensive draft for the 49ers, and they've done well this season. They've done better and better and better. And just on top of things going better for the 49ers, this was some of the injury updates that the Niners had at the beginning of the week and towards this end of the week now. Not great news for Ricky Pearsall, who injured himself in that last game against the Titans with an ankle injury and a knee injury. He is going to be out. That PCL injury did get re-aggravated, and John Lynch talked about it on KNBR this week, saying that it could be a nagging injury a little bit. He's had one in his career as well, and sometimes it just takes a while for those to heal up completely and fully. And then just towards the end of the game, he fell on it again kind of hard, and so he's out. But it sounded like he could potentially be back for the Bears game Sunday night next week, and hopefully that's the case. I think it's a precautionary, especially this week, because they're playing at Lucas Oil Stadium. It is a turf stadium, so turf ground is definitely a lot harder than playing on grass ground, obviously. So keeping Ricky Pearsall out, it's unfortunate because I love Ricky P, man. He's just not healthy. He's fantastic when he's in, but how many games has he been healthy with the 49ers? So hopefully he gets that healed up, and he's just a huge boost in this offense as well. The Niners have been able to win without him, which is fantastic. You guys have been able to step up constantly without him, but adding Ricky Pearsall in there, adding that just extra speed, those extra cuts he's able to get out of and make some space happen and get open for Brock Purdy has been great. And we got 49er media now in the house. What is up, dude? How you feeling? Niners are officially in the playoffs. Thank you, Steelers.
Yeah, great. Sorry that my camera doesn't look as good as it used to
You're all
kind of
good.
been. It's just I'm home now and
Oh
haven't
yeah.
had the camera set up yet. So
You're good. You're
my
good.
laptop camera is pretty bad, but yeah, man. Niners weren't even playing today.
Yeah.
Now they can feel at least going in tomorrow, all right, at least there, like you said, but now they just got to get that one seed, and I think that's really going to help them, especially if a guy like Fred Warner could somehow come back. Like,
Mhm.
I
He's
really
been sleeping in
think,
his cryo chamber. Have you seen it? He's been sleeping in there as like the Master
yep,
Chief.
yep. So,
And I was just kind of going through some of these injury updates. Ricky Pearsall is going to be out, which is kind of a blow for the Niners because he's definitely
yeah,
bolstered, I feel like, this offense since he's been back a little bit. He had his breakout game before he got injured against the Titans. Bernardo Green
Mhm.
is going to be out with a neck injury. Yeturgos Matos with his hamstring. He is questionable. He did not practice on Saturday, so that is not a good sign. There we go. And then we got some good news though, especially for this defense. Tatum Bethune is going to be back from his high ankle
Yeah.
sprain. He is going to be active on tomorrow, Monday night. Sam O is back from his ankle injury. He is going to be playing. And then we got a little bad news. Nick Martin with concussion. He got placed, I believe, on the IR. And
Yeah,
then
which is quite interesting real quick there, because
yeah,
it's like it's a concussion. It must be really bad. So, and
yeah,
and this is first connect concussion, so
yeah. I think
not
he
great.
hit
That's
the guy
why
really hard, so he must have smacked his head really
I
hard.
mean he's been good on special teams, so
Yeah. We might be seeing Eric Kendricks play on tomorrow, though. That could be potentially good. I don't know if he'd be
yeah.
playing special teams or get him going for
Hmm.
the actual defense. But the last one is Jordan Elliott, who he was a health,
Yeah.
not a healthy scratch, but he
And
was
then
scratched
yeah,
before last game
yeah.
because he tweaked his knee or something. But he's going to be playing as well. But that's a huge boost, I feel like, for the 49ers
Hmm.
defense, especially the run game, because
Yeah.
the run game was
And then we
terrible defense.
finally we finally might have YGM. I know he's questionable with
Yeah.
talking about Yeturgos Matos.
Hmm.
Um, which I don't know how much I really trust him because I feel like he's kind of like the Ben Barch of the defense, unfortunately,
Yeah.
where it's like you
You can
just
barely get out of one
know
drive.
that eventually, unfortunately, he's probably gonna get hurt and never wish that on anyone, but it's just it like, that's exactly what ends up happening. So it's nice that we hopefully will have another body
Yeah.
in there on the edge spot.
Yeah. Now, take me through your process in your brain
I
of,
think now I don't know.
"Uh-oh, we lost him." There we go, you're back. Take me through what's going through your brain right now, the Niners facing Philip Rivers.
Yeah, I might join my phone
What's
real
up?
quick just because my Wi-Fi is being a little weird. So,
Okay.
but yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
sounds good.
answer this question and then rejoin.
Okay.
Philip Rivers. I mean, he was pretty solid last week. Was it right versus Seattle?
Yeah.
Obviously, they didn't get the win, but I don't know. I'd say I'm more concerned about their defense, especially because guess who they're getting back?
DeForest Buckner.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Um, We'll see what ends up happening there. But yeah, let
Mhm.
me rejoin real quick.
Okay, sounds good. So 49er media will be back. But yeah, speaking of, Philip Rivers had a decent week last week. He had a touchdown, one interception, and he also threw for 120 yards. But it's going to be his second game back from retirement, and that's tough. Playing in one game, I can only imagine how his body feels. Playing an NFL game after not playing in the league for 5 years. Like, I played baseball in college, and I went back up for my senior, or yeah, not my senior, my alumni game, and I pitched in that thing. Oh my gosh, my arm was, I thought it was going to fall off the next day. And that was not playing baseball for like only 6 months. I didn't pick up a baseball for 6 months, play the alumni game. My arm felt cooked. So I can only imagine Philip Rivers, after 5 years of not playing NFL football, how his body felt the day after that Seahawks game. So it'll be interesting to see if he's going to look like he's slowed down a bit, if he's fully recovered for this Monday night game. He had an extra day to get healthy, because it is a Monday night game. But that is tough at 44 years old, playing a whole game like that and trying to make that turnaround for week 2. So potentially we could be seeing a worse version of Philip Rivers, or who knows? Maybe he's still got some magic in him, and that kind of scares me a little bit. But for the most part, Philip Rivers is not the worry that we should have for this Monday night game. It is Jonathan Taylor for the defense, as at least for the 49ers. But like 49er media mentioned, DeForest Buckner is going to be back for this game. And that is worrisome, because I was actually going back and seeing, I was like, have the Niners played the Colts with DeForest Buckner since he hasn't been on the team? But it was 2021. He actually sacked a Jimmy Garoppolo, and I think he forced a fumble. And that's kind of what ended the game for the Niners in 21, something like that. So I'm kind of worried about that. Can you hear me? I think you're muted.
Any technical difficulties?
There we go. There we go. I can hear you now.
Hmm.
Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Okay.
I can see you. I can hear you if you can hear me. I don't think you can hear us right now. Hopefully, we're having some technical difficulties, everybody, but we're talking about the Colts right now. DeForest Buckner is going to be back, but the Colts are without Charvarius Ward. They are without Sauce Gardner, and they're without their top two offensive tackles offensively, which is a good sign for the 49ers, especially when you talk about how this 49ers defense hasn't been able to get to the quarterback. And that's the only thing that does concern me with Phillip Rivers is, he's going to have a clean pocket probably for most of the game. Unfortunately for the Niners, though, they are having Sam O back. Jordan Elliott is coming back for this game, so potentially that helps bolster this D line a little bit. And for an immediate back, can you hear me?
I don't know what's going on. Like I
I can hear you and see you. I don't know if you can hear me.
freaking difficulties. Hold up.
He's still trying to get in here, guys. Um, but as I was saying, let's see. Phillip Rivers is back for his second game. And a little stats for the 49ers. The Colts preview. They're the sixth ranked run offense in the league, averaging 128 yards, 128.5 rushing yards per game, which is absolutely crazy. That ranks sixth in the league right now. I think the Niners are only averaging about 98 yards a game, which is, still relatively good. With Christian McCaffrey, it just seems like every time Christian McCaffrey has the ball, it seems like it's a hard fought 3 or 4 yards per carry. As we're still trying to get 49er media back up in here. I could see, we can all see you and we can hear you, we can hear you, but I don't know if you can hear us.
Okay, I think I'm just gonna have to watch because I don't know what's
Oh
up
man.
with my stuff today.
You're all good. You're all good. Let's see if did you message me? Let's see. I'm gonna text him real quick. I can hear you and see you. All right, but I think he's just gonna join in the comments. So, as I was saying, guys, sorry about that. The Colts, their run offense is sixth ranked. Jonathan Taylor, that is the scariest thing, especially considering the 49ers last week gave Tony Pollard, I think, 120 something yards rushing. When the Titans offense like that does that to you with Tony Pollard like that, it is concerning for the 49ers, especially when they're playing Jonathan Taylor, who's arguably the best running back in the league right now. For fantasy owners out there, I know in one of my fantasy leagues, he puts up consistently like 60 to 80 points a week, and he single-handedly wins this one person their fantasy game, and they're actually in the playoffs right now. Luckily, I'm not playing them. Excuse me. So it'll be interesting to see what they're doing, if Jonathan Taylor's going to have a good game or not, because that team that has Jonathan Taylor on their team, they're projected to lose, but we'll see, because I'm projected to win, so I'm going to be in that championship game, which is good for me, but I don't want to be facing Jonathan Taylor in that team. So um, hopefully the Niners can slow Jonathan Taylor down, and that's the big issue. You're good, media. I could hear you and I could see you, but unfortunately, I guess you couldn't hear me. You're all good for that, though. But that is the biggest concern. The biggest key for the Niners in this game is to slow down Jonathan Taylor. It's not to slow down Phillip Rivers. He's already going to be slow for the most part. And I think, honestly, if you got Jordan Elliott is back into the game, and he's a big factor for the 49ers in their run defense, where he wasn't in this game against the Titans, and we saw what Tony Pollard did against us. But if you guys go back a couple weeks, what happened? The 49ers played Bijan Robinson and the Falcons, and this run defense held Bijan to, I think, 56 yards rushing. So it's doable. The 49ers are able to stop the run. They got a good game plan going, like that Falcons game. If they got a good game plan going, we're getting some guys healthy again. Sam O is going to be back in this game. This is probably one of the healthiest D lines the 49ers had. And in that Falcons game, they didn't even have Cleveland Farrell. They didn't have Keon White. They weren't on the 49ers yet at that point. So adding those two guys in there, on top of having your Turgros Matos back, especially possibly in this game, Samo on the line, Jordan Elliott on the line, and then I think arguably the biggest factor in the run defense, and that is Tatum Bethune, who's been out for 4 to 6 weeks now with a high ankle sprain. I mean, this is just perfect timing, like I've been saying for the 49ers. Everybody's getting healthy at the right time right now, and I hate injuries, obviously, but as we're seeing in the league, a lot of these teams are getting injured at the worst times right now for them. I mean, Daniel Jones for the Colts, the Niners are playing him. It makes this matchup for the Niners significantly easier for them without Daniel Jones. I mean, Mooney's going to be out in this game. Sauce is going to be out in this game, and the Niners are getting healthier while other teams are getting more injured in these games. I mean, we saw Patrick Mahomes is now out for the year. Chiefs are not in the playoffs, and this is why I'm going in a circle here about the Chiefs because I talked about it before. But this is the best chance for the 49ers to win a Super Bowl in this Kyle Shanahan era. Yes, 2019, the Niners had a fantastic, talented team, way more talented than this team this year. 2023, way more talented than this team this year. But what is the one factor out of those years that is different from the 49ers this season? And that's the Chiefs are not in the playoffs, guys. Yes, they're in the AFC, but the 49ers now have a straight path to the 1 seed. Everything can be run in Santa Clara. They win out these 3 games. They get a bye week. Guys get even healthier. Potentially, if you guys saw my YouTube video, I did a reel about my dream scenario with Fred Warner. The 49ers get the 1 seed. They win the divisional round. They go to the conference game. Fred Warner is back spontaneously out of the dark, and he's ready to roll with his team. The 49ers win that, and then they go to the Super Bowl. And I can almost guarantee you, if the 49ers go to the Super Bowl this year, they are winning it because the Chiefs are not going to be there, guys. The Chiefs are nowhere to be seen. They're out of the playoffs, whoever they're facing. If it's the Bills, if it's the Patriots, if it's the Broncos, if it's the Chargers, if it's the Texans, the Niners could beat any of those teams. I can guarantee it. The Jaguars, the Niners, I think, lost by 5 points to the Jags. It was a close game, even though the Niners had like three turnovers in that game. They would have won it if they wouldn't have turned the ball over 3 times in that game. The Texans game, that one kind of was a butt whooping, but we had Mac Jones in there. Our team was pretty banged up at that point. They're a lot healthier now. That Texans team is scary, but they're not the Chiefs. That Texans offense with CJ Stroud, I'm not scared of. It would be a shootout. I'm not scared of it. That Bills team, they're not like the same Bills team they've been in the past couple seasons. And then I think the Patriots are definitely a team that you could beat. They just won today versus the Ravens. Drake May looked great, had his first 300-yard game of the season. But all that aside, the 49ers, if they make it to the playoffs, if they win out, they're the 1 seed. They're going to the Super Bowl and they're winning it. And I know I probably sound like a crazy delusional 49er fan because, hey, Cole, our defense is not really good. We've been bend and break this entire season. That's all you need when you have an offense that is able to produce 30 points per game, 30 plus points per game when Brock Purdy's in there. We've seen what this offense looks like. Yes, they played the Panthers are probably a playoff team. They played the Browns. They beat them. Yeah. They played the Titans. They beat them. Yeah. We played some easy teams in these 4-game stretch that the 49ers have won in now for sure. But that only bolsters your confidence. And regardless, they've been butt whoopings. Almost every single one of these games have been butt whoopings the 49ers have put on these teams. Now they face a bigger test, yes, with the Colts. But I guarantee you that this confidence that this team has right now and the way that these games have been playing with the Seahawks, like even without the Niners playing these games, it has been a magical season, guys. I'm telling you, it's felt completely different than any of these seasons. The 49ers are underdogs in every one of these games. I mean, obviously the spread is, I think the 49ers are 5.5-point favorites in this game. But, in 49er fan eyes, they're the underdogs because this team shouldn't be going anywhere. They shouldn't be 10-4 right now with no Fred Warner, with no Nick Bosa, with Brock Purdy out for almost half of the season. They shouldn't be where they're at right now, but they are. And that's what makes this season so magical. Halfway, 3 games in the season, I was like, man, it'll be nice if the Niners can even potentially sneak in for a spot in the playoffs. We're in week 16 right now, and they clinched the spot, baby. They clinched the spot, and they're 3 games away from being the top seed in the NFC, making it so much easier for the Niners to win this thing. 49ers media, Grandpa Rivers. Man, the Niners are facing Grandpa Rivers. The 49ers can hit Phillip at least 3 times in this game. I can guarantee you the 49ers are going to get some turnovers. And that's kind of where we shift into before I'm actually going to get to 49 media's question right now. Do you think Fred will be back, especially if we get the 1 seed? I would say it's about a 65% chance that Fred Warner comes back if the Niners get the 1 seed. And I think the extra week off would be huge, obviously. And then he wouldn't be back for the divisional game. But like I said, that conference game, I could potentially see Fred Warner coming back. But hey, even if Fred Warner wasn't back for that game and the Niners won that game, went to the Super Bowl, that's an extra 2 weeks for Fred Warner to somehow come back from that ankle injury. I wouldn't doubt it, guys. Look, this is freaking Fred Warner right now. He's doing everything. Oh, there's my DMs. Don't look at that. Nothing crazy, but this is Fred Warner right now, guys. He's literally sleeping in a cryo chamber every single night. He's looking like freaking Master Chief from Halo right now. I don't even have the audio on for this, but it's hilarious. He's healing up for the playoffs, guys. This is him. This is his wife recording him every single night, dude. He's been in this like cryo chamber thing, healing up that ankle. And what this machine basically is, I kind of did some research. I forgot what it was called. But basically, this cryo chamber thing, it produces, you're sucking in all this like pure oxygen in your mouth. So it's like pure oxygen than I'd be breathing right now, and it's supposed to promote recovery, supposed to promote better blood flow and everything. And so, Fred Warner, he's got that on the mind. He's had that championship mindset. I mean, guys, remember last season, he played with a fractured ankle for the majority of the season. If you guys don't think Fred Warner could somehow come back from that ankle injury this season, dude, I mean, what are we talking about? Anything's on the table for Fred Warner. And even if even if the Niners were able to come back or even if the Niners were able to make it to the Super Bowl, I could see Fred Warner coming back for that if it's not going to be for the NFC Championship game. But I wouldn't put it past Fred Warner, guys. And even when he first injured it, and I was talking about the playoffs with my boy Rich. We're like, man, Fred should just sit out the rest of the season, no matter what. Even the Niners make the playoffs, man. I'm recanting that statement completely because this season is feeling so different than all the other seasons, and that would just bolster the 49ers. I'm telling you, Fred Warner came back, dude. That will bolster the Niners' confidence. All these guys on this team, it'd be like a war cry if Fred Warner came back, and all the team would be revolving around him like, dude, we got to win this thing. Freaking Fred Warner's back in this defense, dude. We're winning it all. I mean, that's just where my mindset is right now. But listen, guys, we can't get too ahead of ourselves. Niners Faithful in the chat on Instagram. Sup, everybody on Instagram right now. The Faithful Den, repping the hat, guys. Make sure to go follow him as well. The Faithful Den, putting out the greatest 49ers content out there. Niners Faithful, I'm feeling fantastic. As you can't tell, guys, I'm excited. I'm happy right now. The Niners didn't even play on this Sunday, and we got to enjoy some football. We got to enjoy the Steelers taking on the Lions, and the Niners clinching a playoff spot because of that. It was a stressful game. I was pretty stressed out about it, but man, now we go in this Monday night game where, hopefully they win this game because we need them to sweep these final 3 games. But even if that didn't happen, the Niners are in the playoffs, and that just, that soothes me a little bit. That makes me a little more confident into what's going on. The only team, if we're talking about playoff talk right now, we'll get back to the Colts just a little bit for the keys of the game before we finish this thing out. But the only team I'm really scared of in the playoffs, not AFC side, but NFC side, it's probably the Rams. The Rams probably have the most complete team, out there. Yes, they lost to the Seahawks in spontaneous effect, but if you look at all these teams together, I think the Rams are the scariest, but the Niners beat them. So they're the most scary team out there, but the Niners still beat them. And if we were to face them in the playoffs, I guarantee the Rams would be scared out of their freaking mind. If we play them in Levi Stadium, or if we play them in SoFi Stadium, Levi South, it's a home game for the 49ers. And, we're going to be showing up there supporting the Niners no matter what. I'm not talking about every Niner fan, but for the majority, it's usually 65% Niners fans. The Rams are the scariest team, but it's possible the Niners could beat them. With Brock Purdy back, the Niners could beat them. The Seahawks, I'm not too scared of. They're beatable for sure. They wouldn't have won that game if it wasn't for those 2 crazy plays against the Rams. You got to think about that. They were down by 16 points. They would have lost that game if, a lot of luck happened for them in that game. The Bears, I'm not scared of the Bears. They're a pretty good team, but look at them. They have a lot of turnovers. Their defense is pretty freaking good. Caleb Williams, I think if you hit him around a little bit, he's not great when teams are blitzing him. So, and that's the other thing though, because the Niners can't really get to the quarterback. But I'm not terrified of the Bears. Okay, I'm not terrified of the Bears because we've been there before. The Bears haven't been there before. They don't know what the playoffs are like. Okay, Caleb Williams is gonna freak out. He's gonna freak out if we see him in the playoffs. I'm not scared of them. Who else is in the playoffs, man? Got the Rams, got the Bears, the Packers potentially, a couple other teams, but man, I'm not scared of whoever the Niners face. And ultimately, we got to reverse back to this game, Monday Night Football, though, because we can't get too ahead of ourselves. So the final thoughts for this Colts versus 49ers Monday Night Football game, a couple more stats here that are in favor for the 49ers. This Colts defense is 23rd in the league. They've allowed 342.7 yards per game. That is bad. That is bad. The 49ers offense has averaged 347.5 yards per game. The Niners are a top 5 defense in this league. Top 5 offense in this league, and Brock Purdy has propelled them these past 4 games. And that's only going to help the 49ers a lot more. Without Mooney Ward out there, without Sauce Gardner out there, I think Brock Purdy's going to have a feast. He's going to have a field day out there, as long as he's able to get out of pressure. This O-line is able to protect him good enough. He's going to be able to get out of the pocket. We've seen it multiple times. He only got sacked once against the Browns. Myles Garrett, best D end in the league. I'm not scared of this Colts defense. They're able to stop the Seahawks offense, which is surprising for sure. They only allowed them 18 points in the game, 6 field goals. If the 49ers win with 6 field goals with Eddie P, I'd be happy. A win is a win. But all I'm saying is the Colts have allowed 340 plus yards per game on average. The 49ers are averaging more on that on offense with 347. It's a high-powered offense. On defense, they've only given up 21.6 points per game, the Colts defense. So that is interesting. And the Niners have scored 24 points on average per game. So, the factors are there. The 49ers have the edge up on this Colts team. They've averaged 24.6 points per game, the 49ers offense. And they've averaged 347.5 yards per game on offense. And that's higher than what this Colts defense has been able to prevent. So it's possible. I think the 49ers it's going to be a good game. And the 49ers defense have only allowed 20.9 yards per game, or points per game, excuse me. All these stats here, I'm getting jumbled up. And they're facing Phillip Rivers, Grandpa Rivers out here, who had put up 120 yards in this last game. The 49ers have only allowed 20.9 points per game. It's a bend, don't break defense, guys. And the only scary thing about this game for the 49ers defense going into it is Jonathan Taylor. But like I said before, yeah, they gave up 100 plus yards to Tony Pollard, but the Niners are a lot healthier now after this 1 week, which is crazy because Sam O is back. I'm repeating myself, but Sam O is back. Tatum Bethune is going to be the biggest piece for the 49ers because this linebackers core has been in shambles with Curtis Robinson in there, just not great in coverage at all, not great tackling. Tatum Bethune is a fantastic tackler. He's great in the run. He's going to be able to sniff out Jonathan Taylor multiple times. He's a hard hitter. He's going to be out there, and I would be happy if the 49ers held Jonathan Taylor to 90 yards in this game. That is a win for me. If they can hold him to under 100 yards in this game, the 49ers are probably winning it on Monday night. So that's one of the biggest things for this game. And that's the keys of the game for this defense. It's to slow down Jonathan Taylor, like I said. That and takeaways. The 49ers could have had 2 takeaways last week, I think, against the Titans. Malik Mustafa, Jair Brown, both of these guys had 2 interceptions that they dropped. And I really hope they've been on these jugs machines for the past 7 days now because they need it. They need to get those hands sharp. Jerry Rice needs to be throwing bricks at them. They need to be catching these bricks out here because that is going to be the biggest takeaway. That is going to be the biggest factor in this playoffs for the 49ers as well. It's going to be takeaways. If they're not able to get takeaways, that's going to be a deciding factor if they win or lose. And we can go back to history. 2021, 49ers Rams in the NFC Championship game. Jaquiski Tartt. What is up with our safeties, man? Dropping interceptions. Jaquiski Tartt with the dropped interception in that game lost the Niners the game. The Niners need to be able to take away the ball. They've had multiple opportunities this entire season to have interceptions. They've been dropping it. So it's about time now. This Colts game, the Niners are going to have 2 interceptions. Book it right here. There's one of my hard hits right there. The Niners will have 2 takeaways in this game, 2 interceptions. Phillip Rivers is going to be in shambles. I'm telling you guys right now. I really hope. I'm really confident right now because I'm feeling myself because the Niners are in the playoffs, so I'm happy. And I think that's really going to transition to the 49ers. They're going to feel my energy, and they're going to feel it tomorrow as well. And I think they're going to get 2 takeaways, and I think Brown and Mustafa know that they need to be catching these balls. But that's the biggest key to the game on defense. Jonathan Taylor, slow him down, keep him to under 100 yards in this game, and takeaways. Get 2 takeaways in this game. Offensively, the 49ers have been great for the past couple weeks now, right? But I think it's all going to come down to George Kittle. Get George Kittle involved in this game. He had 88 yards receiving last game, so he was doing good. He had one touchdown. It was his best game of the season. He had a season high 88 yards. Freaking get George Kittle 100 yards in this game, 2 touchdowns. We need him amped up. We need him to get ramped up for the playoffs, because we got to have him going. Ricky Pearsall's out. I think he's going to be the top receiver in this game, George Kittle. Juwan Jennings is going to be right behind him. Juwan Jennings has just been automatic the past couple weeks now. He's been the Juwan Jennings that we've seen from last season. He's fully healthy now, so he's going to have a contribution, obviously, in this game. But I think George Kittle is going to have the breakout game this week. He's going to be the impact player for this week for the Niners. And he's going to be the leading receiver for the Niners tomorrow night. And, George, he loves primetime games. He goes off on primetime games. The one game I can think of, the biggest game for him was that Raiders game with Nick Mullins, dude. He was shining out there. He was doing fantastic. Charlie Hustle 717. Thanks for joining. Exactly. They will hit us with heavy dose of JT. That's the only way they're going to potentially can beat us. And that's what the game plan should have been for these past couple of teams. These past couple of teams have had great running backs. The Panthers, they should have ran Rico Dowdle 30 times on us. They only ran him 7 times. That was done by them. Quinshaw Judkins, he had the best game, I think. Oh, besides Tony Pollard. But I mean, that's how the Browns could have beat the Niners if Judkins would have kept going for them as well. And then this last game, Tony Pollard was beating us a little bit, dude. 100+ yards in that game. So that's the recipe for success for these offenses playing against us. I think the key there, though, that the reason why these teams haven't beat us, even though they've been starting to learn, we can run on the Niners, is because this team is bend and don't break. They let them go all the way down to the field. But for a lot of the times, it seems like the Niners only give up either a field goal or they're able to get a big takeaway or, somehow sometimes a sack to stop these offenses from scoring touchdowns. And it's really weird because they're not the most talented defense in the league. They're a young defense, but they've been playing bend and don't break. And that's really what this defense has been this entire year, which is really interesting. But yeah, they're going to put a heavy dose of JT on us, and it's important to stop them from rushing for 100+ yards in this game for sure. Niners faithful. I could see a boring legacy game tomorrow. Hey, I hope so. He only needs 1 yard. So if he get the 1 yard, he only needs 1 yard to get his incentive of $500,000. They'll pay him $500,000. That's he gets a $500,000 bonus if he gets at least 1 more yard. That would be 500 yards on the season. So hopefully he gets it, man, because KB deserves it. He was a big factor in those back-to-back games with Mac Jones in there. So hopefully, he probably will be in this game because Ricky Pearsall is out. He's going to be that third receiver in there. So I can see Kendrick Bourne. That's my another big take right there. Boom. Kendrick Bourne's going to get his $500,000 incentive, in this game. Drop down what you guys think. Your biggest, give me your biggest hard hit for this game. Your biggest, I can't even think of the word right now. I'm so stacked. I'm so excited right now. Ecstatic. Your biggest thing that you think is going to happen in this game. And like I said, offensively, I think George Kittle is going to have a 100-yard game, hopefully. And I think let's just get into the score predictions here, guys. I got the 49ers. If you guys saw my Instagram already, I already posted it, but I got the 49ers winning by a touchdown, dude. 27-20 49ers. You could book it here. I had a couple big hard hits in this game. I think George Kittle is going to go for 100+ yards. Going to have his biggest game of the season after coming off his biggest game last week. This 49ers defense, man, they're going to have 2 takeaways because they need it. Mustafa and Jair Brown, I'm not saying they're necessarily going to get interceptions in this game, but someone's going to get the interceptions. They're going to have 2 interceptions in this game. That's my other biggest thing. And then I think those are my 2 biggest things. I think George Kittle's going to have his biggest game of the season, and I think the Niners are going to have 2 takeaways in this game, and they're going to win by a score of 27-20. Oh, I don't know where those balloons came from. What the heck was that? That was wild. Niners faithful on Instagram chat. My hard hit is that Stout is going to get a pick tomorrow. He's been really close all season. Yeah, Stout had an interception call back. I don't know. Was that the Jaguars game? I like that one, though. I want Upton Stout to get an interception in this game. I could definitely see that. Sodi join. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Yeah, I agree with that. That's my big hard hit. Yeah, guys, that's my score prediction, though. 27-20. Let's see if I'm missing anything here. I gave you guys the stats. I gave you guys the preview. I gave you guys the keys of the game. I think we got a couple guys. Say Renardo Green is going to be out tomorrow with a neck injury. So I did bring those things up there, but I've been rambling too long, guys. I think that's going to do it. Oh, hang on. We got 49 Media. Oh, he just did his thing twice. So the old man Rivers about to see a crazy defense. Yeah, I think that's also the other thing. I think he's going to get sacked once or twice in this game because we got some key pieces on this line. But I mean, that's a little bit of the preview, guys. That's a little bit of the 49ers making the playoffs. I'm happy, guys. It's a fun Sunday night, 9:07 p.m. Great football this week, dude. Week 16, fantastic games. It seemed like it was the game of the year, Thursday night, game of the year, Saturday, game of the night, Sunday, dude, with that Steelers game. But that's going to do it, I think, guys. And just once again, I want to thank you guys so much on Instagram and you know, even YouTube and everywhere you guys are supporting me, subscribing to me. I hit 7,000. It's been 5 years now on Instagram, 7,000 followers now. I really appreciate it. And a lot more is to come, guys, for sure. I'm going to have some more guests on. I'm planning on, you know, it's the playoff run. I'm planning on texting, DMing, and emailing some big time guests, and hopefully they'll respond to me. Hopefully it'll come on, but I'm no promises there. But 7,000 followers, I gotta do something special for you guys, especially in this playoff season. This is a special season for the 49ers. My plan is to try to get some great guests on tomorrow or this rest of the season. Tomorrow night I will be going on after the game, so make sure to stay tuned for that. I'm going to be going on with CG Ruthless 1990. So if you guys follow him on TikTok and X, and I think he's on Instagram as well and YouTube, he's going to be joining me tomorrow, and hopefully my boy Rich. But that's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for following again. And just leave a comment down below. I appreciate all you guys in the chat on Instagram, everybody on YouTube. If you guys make sure on Instagram, go follow me on YouTube as well. Charlie Hustle 713. Yes, sir. Thanks to the Steelers. I appreciate you guys, Steelers. Yeah. And I appreciate you guys. All of you guys follow me on here. It really does mean a lot. And this is my first year like doing live shows because I've never been confident enough to do it in my ability to do it. And it's fun, dude. I love talking to you guys on here. It's a great time. So just make sure to go follow me. I'm on the road to 500 subscribers on YouTube, and hopefully we're going to try to get to 10,000 on Instagram at the end of the season. We'll see what happens. But thank you guys so much for joining. I'm Cole McMahon. This is the First and 49ers podcast. The Niners are in the playoffs, baby, and we got a big game Monday Night Football. Go Niners. Stay faithful, baby. Thank you guys all for joining.
Touchdown! San Francisco!